I suspected something was a little off. I feel like someone is watching me. Again. Only this time I felt a shiver run down my spine. Later on that day after college, my happy life was shattered. I was waiting at the bus stop when I saw my boyfriend, Ace, with another girl. I texted him to ask what he was doing. He told me that their lesson finished early and so he's heading town to buy something. I asked if he's with his friends, but said he was alone. That's it. I'm fuming. I tried so hard to calm myself as I was already riding a bus home. Recently, he's acting strange and distant all of a sudden. I draw a conclusion in mind. That girl must be the reason. An hour and so later he came into my apartment. I didn't waste any time and confronted him right away. He was cheating on me. I told him. But he refused, even when I saw her with my own eyes. Why lie? He tried to hug me, but I shook him off. And all I could say is that he was a liar and a cheater. He began shouting, with his eyes welled up. Which I don't understand. Why would he want to cry if it wasn't true? I shouted back and told him to leave. On the next morning, I walked over to the window and saw something near the apartment, or rather someone. I think it was a bloody figure of Ace. A chill runs down my spine. Just when I felt like nobody's watching me anymore. My body felt heavy the last time. But that stopped right after Ace and I broke up. Quickly I turned around while doing a sign of a cross. I'm not holy, but I pretty much believe in angels and demons. My phone suddenly rings. I jumped a little and felt my heart skipped a beat. One of my friends at college asked me how I'm taking everything. I didn't get what she meant. I thought she was on about a breakup. In an instant I felt so annoyed. Why would he tell about a breakup so soon? Can't he wait and give it more time to patch things up? Or he just decided to pick that girl over me? But no. That wasn't the case. I sat down, looking defeated. No, it was more than that. My head got blanked. I was lost for words. My heart thumps like crazy. I couldn't breathe. Ace died. He was hit by a car and died in an instant. A flood of tears gushed down my cheeks. He was my lover, my best friend. Although he cheated on me, I love him dearly. I never wanted this to happen. Moments later I called my childhood friend, September. She decided to stay here for a few days after the dreadful conversation. It's been an hour later when September came. We were about to watch a movie when I noticed that one of the mugs we used for tea were upside down. Why would September do that, I wonder? I opened my eyes to a complete darkness. The last thing I remember is that we finished watching the movie. I turned my head at September, who was sleeping quietly next to me. I was about to stand to get a drink, but my legs were paralyzed. I can hear someone breathing heavily in the room. I shouted as hard as I can, but my mouth seems mute. I woke up while September is shaking my body. It felt so real, like it just skipped a few moments before she woke me up. But there was someone else in the room. Weird things kept happening to me or in the surroundings. On that night I woke up around 3 a.m. The room is dark as usual, but I can see that there is someone standing at the foot of my bed. It was Ace. His face and body was bloody and disfigured. I was frightened to death that I woke September up screaming. My phone rings after on a full volume even though it was on silent. September picked up my phone and saw that Ace is calling me. She drops my phone onto the bed. We didn't dare to answer. It keeps ringing. September bravely opens the lights on and comes back running to the bed. To make the situation worse, she saw the red marks on both of my shoulders as she was then convinced to bring her classmate, my cat, to my apartment. She is able to see and communicate with spirits. September thinks she could help me get to know why Ace is doing this to me, and how we can make him at peace.
2 hours later.
He's angry at me because I broke up with him. Maybe he wants to take me too, so we'll live in an eternity of hell together. That's what I told my cow when we picked her up on the way home. As soon as we entered my bedroom, my cat started to stand next to the bed. Micah. Is something wrong? I calmly asked. There's no response. I know she's seeing my dead ex-boyfriend. I tried asking her questions. Still, no response. She can't hear you, September said, with a grave look on her face. She then took my cat's hand. This is more serious than we thought. Follow me. She grabbed my cat out of the room and into the living room where I followed. A loud crashing sounds were heard from my room after. A lot of things runs in my head. I'm very frightened. It gives me a more chill that something's worst is yet to come. A few moments later, my cat is finally back to her senses. While trembling, she takes her phone out of her bag. She has begun to walk outside the house. I don't know what's going on, but I patiently waited for her return, though I'm freaking out. I just think about my dead granddad, and asked him to protect me. September gave me a glass of water and told me everything is going to be alright. How can she be so calm? My cat just contacted a medium, her grandmother. She said that she will be here within 30 minutes. She then told me what she just saw in my room, finally. It wasn't just my boyfriend, she said and continued, there's a woman with him, and I cut off what she's going to say. Great, even in death he's cheating. I rolled my eyes. Okay. Anyway, she continued, you have to tell my grandma every peculiar thing that happened to you. But for now, let's all pray for protection and safety from the Bible. Later that day an exorcism was performed. Afterwards we all sat down in the living room. Grandma then explained to me what just happened and why it has happened. Your third eye is half opened, she said, and I gulped. She then continued, the spirit of the dead is the same as the spirit of the living, but even stronger. The intensity of a spirit's obsession is much greater when it's an evil one. They are much more powerful and more willing to obsess a person freely. Evil spirit? Then I realized that it's true, my dead ex is trying to kill me, but why? How did he become evil? The medium continues, the woman you saw with Ace was an evil spirit. That's the woman whom my cat saw when she entered your room. She was haunting Ace when he was still alive. She was so obsessed with him that she caused his death so she could be with him. Now that Ace is dead, however, his spirit is still attached to you. He is unsettled because he has an unfinished business with you. And then, he needed to protect you. That woman tried to kill me. A great sob escaped my mouth and I covered my face with shaking hands. And Ace. He was trying to protect me. My eyes bleed in pain. Tears race down my cheeks and I can barely speak. All I can think about is Ace and how deeply sorry I am towards him. If only I let him stay overnight. If only this, if only that. There should have been a better ending. But in the end, there never is. His soul was already taken.